Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. Good day for me, blah, blah, blah. Worked for a few hours and came home. My nephew's birthday party. We had barbecue, cake, all that fun stuff we do on birthdays. And hung out with some old friends that showed up and talked for a while. So it was a great day. It was a great day. What did I wear today? Obsession night for men. It intrigued me the other day when I did the first impressions of fingerprint magnet, but yeah, it intrigued me. It smelled very nice and very similar to something, and I couldn't place it. And I finally found out what it was. Figured out what it was. I figured out. I found out. Anyway, we'll go on to that in a bit. But so let's get into right away how I applied it. I went 3 in my moisturizer, 2 on my neck, 2 on my chest, 1 in each elbow, shirt on, and 2 on the shirt. Now, the notes in this are pear, vanilla, cardamom, nutmeg, patchouli, vetiver, artemisia. When you first put it on, I am hit immediately with a fruity, sweet, juicy pear. When I say fruity sweet, I don't mean bubblegum, sugary, fruity, like a straight up real pear sweet. Like it's not in your face, thrown out. It's a sweet note, but not a loud note. You know what I mean? It's a sweet, juicy, fruity pear with the nutmeg and the artemisia, which is, I think, kind of giving it that mixed with the patchouli a little later on is giving it that kind of green, floral, kind of somewhat dank, almost Play-Doh-ish, slightly kind of vibe, which is what really made me think of something else, but we'll get into that. Followed quickly by a soft, sweet, sexy, spicy cardamom, and like I said, somewhat powdery vanilla. So it's the whole scent now is a spicy, sweet vanilla, powdery vanilla fragrance, with a big dose of right now that artemisia and patchouli, but the patchouli later on takes over, and it's just gorgeous, just gorgeous. Yeah, just gorgeous. A few hours in the base and a somewhat, like I said, dark, slightly dank, woody patchouli and vetiver musk combo start to come out. All the whole while, the spice of vanilla are still there, giving it that sweet, spicy, powdery kind of vibe. Um, Again, the scent is really caught me off guard for Calvin Klein because it was completely different than I was expecting. It is more of a one of those sexy, whatever you want to call it, alluring, uh, date night kind of fragrances. Uh, I really enjoyed it. It's like I said, surprised the hell out of me. I mean, I like Calvin Klein, but this is another like Calvin Klein Encounter and stuff like that. Another Calvin Klein CK Shock, and for me personally, Obsession Dark, the chocolatey kind of one. I mean, these were all great Calvin Klein fragrances that I wasn't expecting. And this is right there among the top tier of Calvin Klein's as far as I'm concerned. Um, so at the end of the day, it's an Oriental scent. I think they call it now an amber woody fragrance. But at the end of the day, this is a sweet spice, powdery vanilla woody fragrance with a bit of a character from from the green, uh, slightly or very floral artemisia and the dark, dank wood of the vetiver and patchouli. Just a beautiful scent. Just a beautiful scent. I'm having a hard time describing it, but it is gorgeous, honestly. In my personal take on it, it's gorgeous. So that's the fragrance. Performance, not a beast performer, but I don't think it needs to be. It's one of those fragrances where I think it's longevity a little longer, but pretty much right where it needs to be with everything. Its projection the first hour, you know, at best is a little less than moderate. It's a little bit less than an arm's length out there for about an hour. Then it comes in pretty quick and gives you again, a slightly below average, a couple feet of a nice bubble. But you do pick up whiffs and wafts of it. You will leave a nice trail. They just got to be a little closer. Hence why I'm saying this is more of like a date night scent. Uh, or we'll get into it. Um, and then it's about an hour to skin scent. Um, so you're looking at, 5.5 hours, 6 pushing it, because it does last a little longer on the shirt. So, 5 to 6 hours depending on your skin, and that's perfectly acceptable for the type of scent it is. Um, and that type of scent, like I said, it's not a date night, but it's not. I don't want to shoehorn it into that because it's more of a going out fragrance, but not going out to like a dance club or something like that, or something a party and thing, where you got to be loud. More like a going to theater, the movies, out for dinner, uh, out for a couple drinks, at a pub somewhere, having a couple pints and some nachos, that kind of date or evening out kind of fragrance. So you're not overwhelming people with your fragrance, but people, when they get in a couple feet of your personal space, are going to smell you and think you smell good. I really do. I never get any compliments on it, but I was by myself. So and by the time I got home, showered, went to my nephew's party, I didn't wear anything but some deodorant because there was going to be a bunch of kids there and whatnot. So, he's 7. So, but I sprayed it on there a couple hours ago when I got home. My God, it's good stuff. So what does this smell like? What did it remind me of? Why was I so intrigued by it? Other than the fact that it was a woody, spicy, vanilla fragrance with a bit of a funk, which I kind of like. Um, like I said, it reminds me, and according to the internet, it's supposed to be similar to Tom Ford Black Orchid, which I have right here. Tom Ford's Black Orchid. And they are similar. Are they the same? No, but they're very similar. Um, like I said, I see the similarity. Now, it's not a clone. I don't even think it was an inspired by type fragrance. I think it was more, like a Bob Ross thing, a happy accident. Um, I think Calvin Klein, if they set out to make a clone, they failed because it's not a good cologne fragrance. A good cologne fragrance tries to smell exactly like, or really, really close to what it's cloning. While this has aspects and smells similar, it's not a good cologne fragrance. Inspired by, maybe it would be a good inspired by fragrance. I mean, I could see them saying, "Hey, that Tom Ford's selling good. Let's make something similar." I mean, that could have happened, but like I said, I think it was more a happy accident. I think I think more Calvin Klein was going for a classy night out. Again, not a club fragrance, a night out, date, whatever. More movie, theater, like I said, all that stuff. Um, Fragrance with the spice, the vanilla, the soft woodiness, and just the right amount of mysteriousness with the funk from the patchouli and the artemisia. Um, and it just happened to smell somewhat like the Tom Ford. That's what I think happened, but I don't know. I wasn't in the room. I don't work for them. Could they, like I said, could they have said, let's clone it? Yes. Well, if you did, you did not a very good job. Was it inspired by? Maybe, but I mean, there's so many other Calvin Kleins they could have used, or Tom Fords they could have used that would be more mainstream than something like this that would be, so I don't think that. I think it was just a happy accident. Sometimes that happens, it's just the way it goes. There's only so many notes and so many ways you can put it together, and every now and then, law of averages, you're going to put stuff together that smells similar to something else without even trying. So I think that's what happened. So, but like I said, don't get this thinking you're getting a clone. It's in the same family, like I get that spicy, sweet, oriental, or not sweet, spicy vanilla. It is sweet, but not. I keep saying sweet, and people are going to think Bucking Invictus. No, spicy vanilla, woody fragrance. The thing is this isn't as loud, obviously, as the Tom Ford, but I like that better. Like I said, the type of fragrance it is, I don't want it that loud. That's part of my problem with the Tom Ford. It's a little too strong. Not every fragrance needs to be beast mode. And Also, this smells, I kind of like this a little better. This smells a little more masculine. It doesn't have quite the amount of funk that this has, and it doesn't have the hard florals. It has a lot of florals in it that this doesn't have. So I kind of like this a little better. They're both great fragrances, don't get me wrong, but I find this, I said in my review of it, I find it to be a little more feminine than masculine. I find this to be a little more masculine than feminine. But I mean, they're very similar fragrances. Not a clone, as I've said, but definitely in the family. You know, second cousins. I don't know what you want to say, but definitely you can tell they're related. So yeah, that's it, guys. Tell me what you think. Have you smelled Obsession Night? Have you smelled the Tom Ford Black Orchid? Do you think they're both a little feminine? Do you think one's a little more feminine, one's a little more masculine like I do? And which one do you think? Which one do you like better if you've tried it? And please just don't comment you like the Calvin Klein better and you've never smelled the Tom Ford, or vice versa. Just, if you've smelled them both or owned them both, and tell me what you think. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.